Hello, good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tinay Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include over 1.88 lakh affected by floods, more than 24,000 houses damaged in Manipur. Potholes left unattended along Tedim Road, public movement greatly affected, mild to serious accidents occurring daily. News in details. A total of 1,88,143 people have been affected by floods in Manipur following incessant rainfall in the aftermath of Cyclone Rimal, as State Minister said on Thursday. It has also damaged at least 24,265 houses in the last few days, he said. Altogether, 18,103 people have been evacuated and 56 relief camps were set up. Minister for Water Resources and Relief and Disaster Management, Awangbo Nyumay, informed. In a post on Facebook, he said, held a brief meeting with Additional Chief Secretary, Deputy Commissioner in Far West and East Directorate Relief and Disaster Management to review the flood situation and strategizing for immediate action on relief, search and rescue operations. Around 401 hectares of crop have been affected, he said. Relief materials have been distributed to Imphal East, Imphal West, Bisnupur, Nonay, Churachandpur, Senapati and Kakching, the minister said. Nyumay said 3 persons have died and 9 people suffered injuries, while 1 is missing due to the floods that hit the state on May 29. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh in a social media post added that a breach of river embankments occurred at 18 spots, of which 17 have been sealed. Flooding in the surrounding areas have been successfully brought under control, he said. The northeastern state has been lashed by heavy rain and thunderstorms triggered by the cyclone in the last few days. In view of severe flooding caused by breaches in embankments along river banks, the government declared a 2-day public holiday for all staff offices on Thursday until May 31. Citizens have been urged to stay indoors unless faced with an emergency, according to an official notification. The Tedim Road develops numerous potholes along it in various places due to various reasons. The potholes are big enough to cause fatal accidents. Our reporters made a report that there are big potholes along Tedim Road which causes chaos in traffic movement leading to accidents. The most notorious ones are the potholes at Molnom Bazaar and the junction at Tuibong Bazaar near the way to Solbrook School. These potholes are as big as about 5 feet and as deep as 2 feet respectively. The Tedim Road had not been renovated for quite a while now, which leads to wear and tear of the blacktop. One other main reason is the excessive passes of heavy vehicles, which cause the road to wear off at certain points. Again, the improper drainage system is also one main reason for the tearing down of blacktoppings on the highway. When the drains overflow due to excessive rainfall, the excess drain water flows directly into the highway, wearing off the blacktoppings. The concerned authorities are requested to look into the matter in the earliest, as these potholes had been causing numerous accidents every day and also leading to traffic jams. The dumping of waste at drains by the public is also another concern, since this leads to clogging of drains and thus further leading to overflowing of drainage water into the highway. The authorities seem to neglect the road conditions, but we are very aware that they themselves are traveling these roads every day. Talking with a roadside vendor, Ling Huhoy, she said that at least 1 to 2 accidents occur every day due to the potholes in front of her shop, and she expressed great concern about it. She urged the government authorities to take up actions and fill up the potholes for the safety of the travelers and the public as a whole. If these potholes are left unattended, then it will keep on increasing and thus damaging more area of the highway, she added. 6 rivers in Assam and Manipur, including Brahmaputra and Barak, are experiencing severe flooding, putting numerous districts in the region at risk, the Central Water Commission has said. The Brahmaputra River at Nematigat in Assam Jorhat district is flowing at 85.25 meters, which is 0.29 meters above its danger level of 85.54 meters, while the Barak River is in a severe situation. In the Imphal East district of Manipur, the Barak River at Chaute Bekra is at 30.15 meters, 3.95 meters above its danger level. This significant rise poses a severe threat to the surrounding communities, according to the CWC data. In Assam, the Barak River continues to impact various districts. At Badarpur Ghat in Karimganj district, the river is at 18.13 meters, 1.28 meters above the danger level, while at Annapurna Ghat in Kachar district, it is at 21.52 meters, 1.69 meters above the danger level. At Fulartal in Kachar district, the water level is at 25.94 meters, 2.06 meters above the danger level, showing a steady trend. At Dolai in Kachar district, it is at 24.9 meters, 0.32 meters above the danger level, with a falling trend. The Kopili River at Kampur in Nagaon district is also in a severe situation, flowing at 62.08 meters, the commission said. Adding this level is 1.58 meters above the danger mark of 60.5 meters. Although the trend is steady, the high water level remains a concern for the local population. In Karimganj district, the Kushiyara River is at 16.5 meters, which is 1.56 meters above its danger level. The river's steady trend indicates that immediate action is required to mitigate potential flood damage, the commission said. The Katakal River at Matizuri is flowing at 22.23 meters, 1.96 meters above its danger level, while the Daleswari River at Garmura is at 28.18 meters, 0.13 meters above its danger level. Though the water levels are currently falling, both rivers remain in a severe situation necessitating vigilance, the commission said. Over 2 lakh people have been affected by the flood situation in 9 districts of Assam following incessant rainfall in the aftermath of Cyclone Rimal, officials said. Altogether, 6 people have died in the flood, rain and storms in the state since May 28, they said. Prime Academy North and South Campus celebrates Joint Parents Day 2024 at its North Campus. Its North Block is located at Naang Kaprang, Lamka, and South Campus is located at Tuibong near Petrol Pump. Special invitees of the program include KSO Lamka, Kaprang Area Widow Women, and Kikim Vaipay, former President PPA. In this Parents' Day program, the Prime Academy faculties arrange a solemn feet washing program, where the students are met to wash the feet of their parents or guardians as a sign of respect and love. Parents from both campuses were presenting beautiful songs during the program, and it was a successful one. Sar S. Humat Hangzom, founder-director, PSC, have an interactive session with both the parents and students where he thanked the parents for their continual support and encouragement. He talked about the big role played by parents in the bringing up of a child, as well as in the administration of the school. There are about 200 plus students in the North, including class preparatory to class 5, and there are about 700 plus students in the South Circle containing class preparatory to class 10. Mention may be made that the Prime Academy faculties provide free education to about 120 students who are internally displaced or whose fathers are at the front line and unable to provide their children education expenses. The Rongmei Naga Council Manipur, along with the communities of Khopum Longmai and Neipei Lungrian, has issued an official statement regarding the unauthorized coercive collection of money by various unidentified groups along Old Culture Road and National Highway 37. The Rongmei organizations from the three mentioned Longrian areas have directed all communities and any other entities involved in such activities to cease and desist immediately. They warned that these actions could lead to communal disharmony, disrupting the peaceful coexistence between communities in the area. This disruption would create significant hardships for the local population, particularly affecting small businesses, commuters, and local vehicles using these roads. The statement also condemned the illegal tax or entry fee collected from Naga people traveling to Churachandpur district, which is being done under the guise of donations by an unknown organization from the Jo Kuki community. The Rongmei organizations demand an immediate end to this practice. Failure to comply with this appeal and directive will be considered an act of undermining the Rongmei people. The Council also seeks the cooperation of like-minded organizations and individuals in the state to address and resolve this issue. The Delhi High Court on Wednesday allowed the demolition of a Shiva temple illegally built in the Yamuna riverbed and floodplains. The High Court said that Lord Shiva doesn't need our protection and would be happier if the Yamuna riverbed and the floodplains are cleared of all encroachment and unauthorized construction. Justice Dharmesh Sharma on Wednesday dismissed the plea moved by Prachin Shiv Mandir Avam Akhada Samiti, seeking quashing and setting aside the order of demolition given for the Prachin Shiv Mandir situated near Tas Enclave Gita Colony. Lord Shiva does not need our protection, rather, we the people seek his protection and blessings, Justice Dharmesh Sharma said in the judgment passed on May 29. The bench said that there could be no iota of doubt that Lord Shiva would be happier if the Yamuna riverbed and the floodplains are cleared of all encroachments and unauthorized construction. The half-hearted plea by the learned counsel for the petitioner that Lord Shiva, being the deity of temple, must be also impleaded in the present matter is a desperate attempt to give an altogether different color to the entire dispute to subserve the vested interests of its member, Justice Sharma pointed out. Further, it is borne from the face of the record that the Petitioner Society, which was registered in 2018, has miserably failed to place on record any documents with regards to its title, right or interest in the subject land in question, and there is no proof on record of the temple in question having any historical significance, the bench noted. There is no document worth its salt on the record that the temple in question is dedicated to the public and not a private temple managed by the Petitioner Society, it added. Merely fact that the prayers are offered at the temple every day, and for that matter there are special events on certain festive occasions, does not convert the temple in question to a place of public significance, the bench said. In view of the foregoing discussion, the present writ petition is dismissed, the bench said. The High Court, however, granted the Petitioner Society 15 days' time to remove the idols and other religious objects in the temple and to place the same in some other temple. If they fail to do so, the respondent DD is directed to ensure that the idols are placed in some other temple, or as may be directed by the religious committee if they are approached for any suggestions, the bench stated. The bench directed, lastly, the DDA shall be at liberty to carry out demolition of the unauthorized construction, and the Petitioner Society and its members shall not cause any impediment or obstacles in such a demolition process. The local police and the administration shall render full assistance in the said process in order to maintain law and order, the High Court directed. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has moved approximately 100 tons 1 lakh kilograms of gold from the United Kingdom to its vault in India, Business Today reported, quoting sources. This is the first time since 1991 that India has undertaken such a large-scale transfer of gold reserves. More than half of the RBI's gold reserves are held overseas in secure custody with the Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlements, while approximately a third is stored domestically. It may be noted that the move is expected to help the RBI save on storage costs currently paid to the Bank of England. The central bank held 822.10 tons of gold as part of its foreign exchange reserves as of March 31, 2024, an increase from the 794.63 tons held at the same time last year, according to the annual data released by the RBI. Prominent economist Sanjeev Sanyal said, while no one was watching, RBI has shifted 100 tons of its gold reserve back to India from UK. Most countries keep their gold in the vaults of the Bank of England or some such location. India will now hold most of its gold in its own vaults. We have come a long way since we have to ship out gold overnight in 1991 in the midst of crisis, he added. For those of my generation, the shipping out of gold in 1990 to 91 was a moment of failure that we will never forget. This is why this shipping back of gold has a special meaning, he added. In 1991, facing a severe balance of payment crisis, the Chandrasekhar government pledged gold to raise funds. Between July 4 and 18, the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) pledged 46.91 tons of gold, with the Bank of England and the Bank of Japan securing $400 million. Around 15 years ago, the RBI purchased 200 tons of gold from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) under the United Progressive Alliance (UPA) government led by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, diversifying its assets with a $6.7 billion investment. In recent years, the RBI has consistently built up its gold reserves. The central bank's strategy of holding gold is primarily aimed at diversifying its foreign currency assets, hedging against inflation, and mitigating foreign currency risks. Since December 2017, the RBI has regularly acquired gold in India's total foreign from the market. As a result, the share of gold in India's total foreign exchange reserve increased from 7.75% at the end of December 2023 to about 8.7% by the end of April 2024. Domestically, gold is stored in vaults located in the RBI's buildings on Mumbai's Mint Road and in Nagpur. According to a World Gold Council report, gold central banks hold about 17% of all the gold ever mined, with reserves reaching 36,699 metric tons by the end of 2023. It is worth mentioning that the majority of these acquisitions occurred over the last 14 years as central banks became net buyers of gold starting in 2010. A case of attempt to murder and dacoity has been registered against 3 Army lieutenant colonels and 13 others for their alleged involvement in a violent attack on the Kutwara police station, according to the FIR. The incident on the intervening night of Tuesday and Wednesday is said to have been triggered by the questioning of a territorial army Jawan by the Jammu and Kashmir police in connection with an alleged drug case. A group of armed and uniformed personnel from the 160th Territorial Army, accompanied by senior Indian Army officials, had stormed the police station as seen in a video. The Territorial Army is a military reserve force composed of part-time volunteers who provide support services to the Indian Army. According to the FIR, the armed group led by Lieutenant Colonel Ankit Sood, Rajiv Chauhan and Nikhil forcibly entered the premises of the police station. They proceeded to launch a brutal assault on police personnel present there, using rifle butts and sticks and kicking them without any provocation, it stated. The situation escalated further as the armed personnel brandished their weapons, seized mobile phones from the injured police officers, and even abducted a police constable before fleeing the scene, the FIR stated. The swift response of senior police officers helped rescue the targeted police personnel and initiate legal actions against the perpetrators. The FIR has been registered under various sections of the Indian Penal Code, including 186, obstructing public servant in discharge of public function, 332, voluntarily causing harm to deter public servants from his duty, 307, attempt to murder, 342, wrongful confinement, and 147, punishment for rioting. The accused also faces charges under Section 149, every member of unlawful assembly guilty of offense committed in prosecution of common object, 392 punishment for robbery, 397 robbery or dacoity with attempt to cause death or grievous hurt, and 365 kidnapping or abducting with intent secretly and wrongfully to confine person. They have been also booked under the Arms Act, according to the FIR. The investigation into the incident is being conducted by the Kutwara Deputy Superintendent of Police. Authorities aim to uncover the full extent of the crime and bring the accused individuals to justice, officials said. Srinagar-based defense spokesperson sought to downplay the incident and said the reports of altercation between police and army personnel and beating up daring of the police personnel are misfounded and incorrect. Minor differences between the police personnel and the Territorial Army unit on an operational matter have been amicably resolved, the spokesperson had said in a statement on Wednesday. Satellite images gathered on May 27 show that China has deployed its most advanced J-20 stealth fighter jets less than 150 kilometers from the boundary with India in Sikkim. The image has been reproduced with permission from all source analysis, a firm that looks at geospatial intelligence often from satellite imagery. The image reveals the presence of 6 Chinese Air Force J-20 stealth fighters on the fight line at the dual-use military and civilian airport which serves Sigatsé, the second largest city in Tibet. The airport lies at an altitude of 12,408 feet, making it among the highest airports in the world. A KJ-500 airborne early warning and control aircraft is also visible. The Indian Air Force, which is aware of the deployment of the J-20 fighters, has declined to comment on the presence at this time. The J-20 stealth fighter is China's most advanced operational fighter aircraft to date, and these aircraft are predominantly based in the eastern provinces of China, according to VP for Technology and Analysis at All Source Analysis. Seeing these aircraft appear at Sigatsé in Tibet positions them on a deployment outside of their normal areas of operation and within proximity of the Indian border. India counters the J-20 with its fleet of 36 France-built Rafale fighters, 8 of which have presently blown to Alaska for advanced air combat exercises with the United States Air Forces. Significantly, Sigatsé, where the Chinese J-20 has been spotted, lies less than 290 km from Hasimara in West Bengal, where India bases its second squadron of 16 Rafales. This isn't the first time the J-20 has been deployed in Tibet. The jets have been observed in Xinjiang, in China's Hotan Prefecture between 2020 and 2023. This, however, is believed to be the largest deployment of the J-20 which has been spotted by commercially available satellite imagery. The Chengdu J-20, also known as the Mighty Dragon, is a twin-engine stealth fighter which was introduced into service in 2017. Some reports suggest China may already have deployed as many as 250 of the stealth fighters, which are difficult to observe by radar. With the induction of the fighter, China emerged as the third country in the world to operationally field stealth fighters. The jet, which is equipped with an array of sensors, is being constantly modernized. Its primary role is an air superiority fighter, and it carries China's most advanced air-to-air missiles, including the PL-15 long-range air-to-air missile, which is believed to have the ability of striking aerial targets up to 300 km away. China has steadily built up its air power capacity in Tibet and other areas near India over the past 5 years. This has primarily consisted of the construction of new air bases and upgrading the infrastructure at existing air bases, says Simtak. China has also begun deploying aircraft such as the J-20 and its H-6 nuclear-capable bombers to this border region, at least on a temporary basis. India matches this Chinese airfield expansion by significantly upgrading its own air bases with hardened shelters for each aircraft, in addition to expanding its tiered surface-to-air missile defenses, which has included the deployment of the Rajan-built S-400 long-range surface-to-air missile system in eastern India. The deployment of the S-400 system, which reportedly has the ability to track stealth platforms, is designed to deter offensive China's fighter sweeps along the line of actual control, LAC. Donald Trump became the first former U.S. president ever convicted of a crime after a New York jury found him guilty on all charges in his hush money case months before an election that could see him yet return to the White House. The jury found him guilty on each of the 34 counts of falsifying business records to hide a payment meant to silence porn star Stormy Daniels. He could in theory be sentenced to 4 years behind bars for each count, but is more likely to receive probation. The 77-year-old Republican, who was released without bail, is now a felon, a historic and sterling first in a country where presidents are frequently described as the most powerful men in the world. Trump, however, is not barred from continuing his battle to unseat President Joe Biden in November. Even in the unlikely, he goes to prison. And he voiced immediate defense. "I am a very innocent man," Trump told reporters, vowing that the real verdict would come from voters. He branded the trial rigged and a disgrace. Biden's campaign issued a statement saying the trial showed no one is above the law. It added that the threat Trump poses to our democracy has never been greater. Judge John Merchan said sentencing for July 11, 4 days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, where Trump is due to receive the party's formal nomination. The 12-member jury has deliberated for more than 11 hours over 2 days before the four-man read out the unanimous conclusion within a matter of minutes. Merchan thanked the jurors for completing the difficult and stressful task. Their identities had been kept secret throughout proceedings, a rare practice more often seen in cases involving mafia or other violent defendants. Trump also faces federal and state charges of conspiring to overturn the results of the 2020 election won by Biden and for hoarding secret documents after leaving the White House. However, those trials on far-greater alleged crimes are unlikely to get underway before the presidential election. Trump was convicted of falsifying business records to reimburse his lawyer, Michael Cohen, for a $130,000 payment to Daniels on the eve of the 2016 election, when her claim to have had sex with him could have proved fatal to his campaign against Hillary Clinton. The trial featured lengthy testimony from the adult performer, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, and who described to the court in graphic detail what she says was a 2006 sexual encounter with the married Trump. Prosecutors successfully laid out a case alleging the hush money and the illegal covering up of the payment was part of a bolder crime to prevent voters from knowing out Trump's behavior. Cohen, who was the key witness as a tainted former aide who had turned on his old boss, called the verdict an important day for accountability and the rule of law. Trump has denied any sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels, but did not testify in his own defense. His lawyers argued that any payments made to the performer were entirely legal. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.